Hello, Triple S here, and welcome to this game called Dysfunctional Systems Learning to Manage Chaos. It's a long time to remember. This game just came out yesterday, and by yesterday I mean, where's my phone? By yesterday I mean the 26th of September, and today's 27th. Tried to play it to see what it was like. Couldn't, because there was something wrong with the game, but it's fixed now, so we can play. So hopefully the audio should be okay. So this is a visual novel, text novel type game, kind of like Phoenix Wright and such. So let's see. Television. Working families across Brighton are no doubt issuing a collective sigh of relief today as the legislation for a minimum wage increases of 50 cents passed in Parliament early this morning. Wage increase of whatever. This bill comes after public outcry that the majority of Brighton citizens are without enough income, too poor to make ends meet after the recent increase in food prices. The change brings minimum wage for workers working over 40 hours a week to $3.67 an hour, and workers working less to $3.20. Although welcomed by most, there has been stiff opposition towards the bill from foreign investors, primarily those from Gabria. Major Gabrian companies such as Yushko and Norklai have warned that wage increases would hurt Brighton's economy, arguing that the new rate would force more layoffs as they cannot afford as many employees. President Barnaby, who has been supportive of the legislation since its inception, retorted that well-fed employees were more productive and reminded Ushko and Norkley, I think it's Ushko, I'm going to pronounce it like that, and Norkley representatives that employing a Brighton citizen was still over 16 times less expensive than employing a citizen of their home country. Stocks did, however, take a moderate tumble after the approval of the legislation. President Barnaby assured citizens that the drop should only be temporary and that the markets will begin to rise again after the initial shock has subsided. So many frickin' S's. With this minimum wage increase, Barnaby has finally fulfilled the last of the campaign promises made during his 1523 campaign trial. Whether or not he manages to accomplish his 1527 goals remains to be seen. With that, we conclude our hourly business report. Next up, the latest in entertainment news. Nope. People. Without a doubt, I still find it strange, everything strange, bizarre. Really, if these worlds were nothing like my own, at least then I could appropriately flip out. But no, they're similar. Too similar. I keep slipping into a feeling of normalcy, only to have that sensation of stranger slap me across the face at the first sight of something weird. There are plenty of weird sights around to do so too. Like for instance these advanced looking televisions in this decrepit looking building, which I can only assume is an electronics store. They're the first things I've seen since arriving in this world actually look somewhat new, fancy even. What the hell? This guy from another world? I'm liking the music too. Up until now everything has been old, ramshackle and in various states of disrepair. It makes me feel very nervous. It's just so profoundly disturbing. Will I ever get used to this? I think that I will, some year or decade from now, if my mentor is any indication. Look at him. Oh, I think we're the girl. Look at him standing there so aloof, as if this were just another day to him. Which, yeah, I suppose it is. Well, what do I know? Nothing. Cyrus. Winter. Okay, so we're Winter, the girl. Cyrus is our mentor. Yes? What do you think? Think about what? About what we just saw and heard. Oh. ... To be honest, I wasn't really thinking anything about it. Winter, we only just started. Please try to focus. Yes, yeah, I will, sorry. It's just, well, I'm still finding it a bit hard to wrap my head around the idea of destructive conflict. Well, of course, I was the same when I first started out. There aren't that many examples of conflict at all in our world. Right. You might even find it surprising that war is actually a word in our dictionary. Totally. It's still, Winter, you'll come to understand conflict very well, don't worry. After all, you've been doing nothing but dealing with it. Lame. Well, anyway. You read the material on this world, right? It should have been your homework. It was. And tell me what you think. Perhaps it's time to admit I didn't spend much of last night reading the material so much as turning the pages and glancing at them. I was tired and honestly found watching the bubbles in my soda significantly more captivating than the words in those files. The way they merge with each other and crawl up the glass is really incredibly pretty. Itchy head. You're certainly pondering rather hard there, Winter. You must be whipping up a dazzling answer. Da-da-da. Brighton is poor. That's a fact, Winter, not a thought. Sorry, what I think is... I think... nothing. Look, what I've learned so far in class doesn't seem to be particularly applicable to this world, so I'm finding it a bit difficult to care. How can I care anyway besides all that? This is just all so disconnected from me. This is only my second world, for heaven's sake. I'm still flummoxed by the fact that other worlds exist. I'm really thinking the audio's quite low. When I first did the music and stuff settings before, put it back up to here. So we've got all those settings down here. What's the codex, by the way? Oh, Brighton. Oh, tells me about places, but no image. Society that's been visited. Planet? Personal security note, many species of fish on Sol are poisonous to earthen. Okay, we're on different planets. Okay. What am I supposed to think when they just toss me into these places, give me a pat on the back and say, be on your way, merry child? Actually, here's a thought. What kind of a name is Brighton? That's a stupid name for a country. Sounds more like a town. Town of Brighton, population 40. Ugh, blah, I'll scream blah at Cyrus, and anyone mental who questions me like this. I mean, I won't, but I would. I completely, totally, and so would. For now, though, an awkward and wobbling smile is all I can muster. Blah. Da-da-da. Well, whatever. Da-da-da? Question mark. What do you think the next step is? Alright, cool it went to just remain calm and genuinely consider the question. The next thing to do, we need to learn things that weren't given? Right. Sir, I couldn't ask my last mentor, why are the dossiers we get before we come to these places so thin? Well, it's because they are simply comprised of first-hand information, noteworthy things that mediators have gathered through observation and gleaned from prior trips to the world. You're lucky you even have that much. Sometimes you get sent to worlds that have never been visited before. Let me tell you, it's never fun when a surprise dragon flies out from behind a mountain, or when you realise that the person you've been talking to is really just a convincing projection, or worse, a robot. I'm going to alien planets here. This is not what I imagined playing this game. And once you start going to systems that threaten your definition of what being a world even means, good luck. Then again, only experienced mediators have to deal with such things. You won't be going to any unvisited worlds, at least definitely not yet. Oh, another question. Why revisit worlds that have been helped? I mean, once order is in place, everything should be fine, right? I mean... Cyrus frowns, but his expression seems more complicated than that. I say that because his frown isn't alone. In his eyes there is a glint of irritation, directed at no one in particular. As any glint, it's gone in a second, replaced by another thing that I can't quite decipher. Part of me is curious as to what it is, but most of me doesn't care. Here's the short answer. Because chaos cannot be contained or removed. Although it can be lessened by us, it will rise again over time. So are you saying there's no point to anything? No. Chaos is not inherently bad, Winter. It is the means by which all worlds are born and continue, even ours. Furthermore, it is the spark of evolution. It plays a key part in those mutations which allow life to grow and improve itself. However, for life to succeed, there must also be order. It's like how cells must work together and organs must serve a purpose. You see, a system where chaos is stronger than order is likely to collapse, just as an organism which has succumbed to disease is likely to die. Well, we'll be going 11 minutes. I need to stop here and I'll check the audio, because I actually think I need to turn the music up even more. It was louder in the menu screen, I swear. But I shall see you all next time. So goodbye.